It's no big secret that in today's society, divorce is almost as commonplace as marriages. In fact, according to the CDC, for every 1,000 people in America, there are about 6.8 marriages each year. And for the same 1,000 people, there are about 3.4 divorces. That's half. Half of all marriages end in divorce. We all know someone that's been divorced. Statistically, half of everyone you meet will divorce at least once in their lifetime. If they're like me, maybe more than once. My name is Taylor Keller, and I not only come from a broken home, I fell into another statistic that states that if you do, you're more likely to divorce later on yourself. However, unlike my parents, my ex-husband and I have chosen to break the mold. Rather than falling into division through our divorce, we multiplied, creating a village, per se, to raise our children in. It is my proposition that we focus on creating bonds between broken families to create family ties that not divorce alone can destroy. My experience as a mother who divorced early in life taught me a great deal about who I was, who I am, and who I'd like to be. I met my first husband when I was 15 years old. He was 16, we thought we loved each other. We were pregnant at 18, married at 19, and divorced at 21. In the beginning, we fought all the time, like most people do. Yet, we knew that just because we couldn't be married didn't mean that we couldn't be friends. It took many years to learn the difference and learn to let go of the hate and focus on the life that we had chosen. We both eventually moved on to other relationships, but knowing that we would be in each other's lives for the rest of our days became a pretty good incentive to try to make this the most pleasant ride possible. Statistics show that the effects of divorce are, as you can imagine, going to be bad. These children are 20 to 35% more likely to develop health issues. 40% of these children will grow up without their fathers in their lives entirely. 40%. Studies have shown that these children have lower grades, more psychological problems, and are more likely to be abused or molested. But the one statistic that scares me the most is that 1 out of every 10 of these kids are going to experience 3 or more parental marriage breakups in their life. I don't believe staying in a marriage just for the children. I do believe, however, that it is our responsibility to make sure that their feelings aren't any more hurt than they need to be. It's okay to want to be happy, but not at the sacrifice of our children's happiness. So, if knowing that divorce can so negatively impact our children, what do we do to prevent these happenings? First, I don't want to insinuate that this is the easier of the two choices. There are days that I am so grateful that I left him. He can still drive me crazy, but just like with anyone else in my family, you fight, you let it go, and you move on. Learning and accepting that this man is the father of my children, and that does make us family, was the best decision I ever made for my kids. They never have to worry if mom or dad will be there because we're both there. They never have to listen to he or I badmouth the other one. They never have to separate vacations or holidays because we do it all together as a family. However, this cannot be a fake thing. We can't pretend to get along around the kids because they're too smart for it. And even if you tried, how are you going to wake up Christmas morning with somebody that you despise? Why not just stay married if that's the case? By having a good working relationship with their father, we are better able to help them, be there for them, raise our children without every interaction being a tumultuous event. In return, our kids see that mom and dad still love each other, and them as well. They can't play us against each other because we're a united front. Yes, we still have fights. We still get mad at each other. But in the big scheme of things, we have gained so much more from being friends than we could have ever as enemies. And I have to thank my husband for this. Through all of this, the key to all of it working for me was having a husband that could handle the relationship. Obviously, my ex was around when I met my husband, and I have made it clear from the beginning of our relationship that he could never come between my ex and I. I have to remind him of this from time to time, though he is a saint, he is not perfect. Knowing that we keep the relationship for the kids is a big part of it, and them being respectful of each other helps. However, How many men do you know that can come home from work to their wife hanging out with her ex-husband? Not many. It takes a pretty strong man to handle it. We're an extreme case in the fact that we aren't just family, we are truly friends. My ex-husband was actually an usher at my wedding. But I can't imagine what it would be like to go to one of my daughter's volleyball games and have to sit at opposite ends of the bleachers because we can't stand to be around each other. That sounds so much worse than us walking in and just saying hi. It seems to me that being friends hasn't just benefited our children, it benefits us as well. I understand that our situation isn't possible for certain people. This isn't some kind of utopia where everybody can just get along. But for many of you who could, wouldn't life be so much easier? In a world where who should or shouldn't get married is more debated than who or shouldn't be getting divorced, why are we not teaching these people how to handle it in the best way possible? If you can't just let some of the past go, remember that the two of you brought these children into the world, and hopefully you're both going to be around always. Respect each other. Talk kindly to each other. Keep each other posted on what's going on in the child's lives. And for God's sakes, respect the people that they choose to be with, because that's the toughest job. Simple things to make positive changes goes a long way. They don't have to be your best friend. But imagine the look on your kid's face when you guys just talk nicely to each other. For the sake of our kids, can't we all just try? Try to be nice. Try to be civil. Try to let things go. And let's see how those divorce rates impact our children in the future. Thank you very much.